Hey guys, just a quick note before this video. I had some audio screw-ups in this video, actually in 3 videos, but I'm just recording one message for all the videos. I had some audio screw-ups and I had to use the camera audio instead of my normal microphone. So the audio quality is not quite as nice as it should be. Mostly that's from, it's not like I have a bad microphone on my camera, but the fact that the speakers are actually closer to my camera than I am. Luckily, it's not too terrible. You can still hear it. I think mostly you're going to be hearing the show audio a lot through your right ear, but if you guys can power through that, it's just for this video and 2 other videos. So I guess I can tell you, it's for Episode 5 of Death Note, Series 5, Episode 1 of the Sarah Jane Adventures, and Series 6, Episode 9 for Doctor Who. You're probably watching one of those 3 if you're seeing this message. This also applies to the full length, and yeah, this won't happen again. This is just a one-time thing because I recorded these, back to back, and I never caught the problem until afterwards. So yeah, sorry about that, but it's just a one little thing. It's not too terrible, but you guys are gonna notice a difference in audio quality. So sorry about that.
Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with the final season of the Sarah Jane Adventures. Last time on the Sarah Jane Adventures, we had Goodbye Sarah Jane Smith, where it seemed like Sarah Jane was kind of losing it a bit. She was starting to forget things, kind of going out of it, and meanwhile, there was this nice new lady called Ruby White, who was basically Sarah Jane, but like 20 years younger. And basically, Sarah Jane gave up her entire life to Ruby White, upon which it was plainly revealed that Ruby White is evil. And then they went through a whole thing and defeated her and locked her in a space prison for all eternity. Yeah, that's pretty much that. It's been about 2 weeks since we watched the Sarah Jane Adventures, but we are back now for the final 3 episodes. This is it. Oh boy. This is it. Here we go. This is where I say no spoilers. This is also where I say, because this is the first episode of the season, if you want to watch my full-length reaction to this episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures, you can go down in the description of this video, or if I remember it, there'll be a pinned comment, but definitely in the description of this video, there will be a link to my Patreon page. It'll take you directly to my full-length reaction, and you can go, you can watch it. Once again, there is no show footage in the video itself. You have to provide your own, or I suppose you can technically still hear the audio in the background, but I wouldn't really recommend that. But if you have your own copy of the Sarah Jane Adventures, you can sync up your episode with my reaction. It's all nice and good. I've tried to make it as easy as possible to sync up. And yeah, you can just watch that and enjoy it. And if you really like full length, you can sign up for just $5 a month. You get both early access and full length. So yeah. Excuse me. That's basically it. With that being said, let's get right into this episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures. Here we go. Oh no, the classic homeless guy interacts with aliens thing. Oh! Whoa. Whoa! It's Iron Batman. What the hell? It's late at night. Oh. What? That's so cliched.
I sort of feel like that should explain everything. That Actually, I'm even more confused.
Sarah Jane, you know child services exists.
I was going to call the police, but I don't think they'll have much luck finding her parents. Not on this planet.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good point.
I only know one way to shut up a baby.
A pacifier? Milk. The doctor would know what to do. Hi.
And you're going to help me find my child.
Okay.
A meteor landed in that records yard on Peel Road. A meteor?
Huh.
She must have a name, Sarah. Sky. Sky.
Yeah, like she'd fallen out of it.
Tuh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's the name.
It's like you. We need to check out what's landed in the records yard.
What? What are you doing?
Well, there's no baby
Sir.
seat. And the last thing I need is her blowing the car's electrics. Unless Mr. Smith stays out of harm's way. You'll be fine. You're a natural.
Oh, poor Clyde.
Sarah Jane, good to see you again. Come through, come through.
Thank you.
Who? Dang it. I don't know who that is. She's someone from Unit?
So where's the meteor?
Oh, is she from the fucking lung company?
A body impacted. A seismograph of the Pharos Institute recorded it.
Pharos, that's it. Gotcha.
See that, Professor?
Where the hell are you going?
Okay. No computers out here. No alien tech. No phones.
Now, our neighbour over the road. She's just fostered a baby.
Dang it, Kita. Yeah, this creepy woman and Iron Batman going after Sky.
Did you hear something? It was more like feel something.
Yeah. Ah, footprints.
Oh, what made those?
Huh. That's terrifying.
Oh, this is not good.
Nope.
Not good at all.
Can we talk?
Not getting...
My child has a destiny. A destiny to change worlds. And that some will do anything to destroy.
Okay. Well, they seem to be inactive. Tuh. That worked.
She is a weapon.
And she's under prime. She isn't ready for this. You have doomed us all.
What the fuck is happening? What the fuck?
Sky?
She's a child. Freaking, what's with babies and being weapons? I don't get that. God damn it, just make an actual fucking weapon. Oh, okay. Ow. Ow. Oh my god, I just popped like fucking everything. Alright, part 2.
No birthdays. Well, that's just rubbish.
Too late.
Face your destruction, metal kind. The child is your doom.
What's happening to me?
Destroy him.
Kamehameha!
Sarah Jane?
Yes.
Everything's going to be alright, I promise.
Stop your meddling. Come with me.
Kicker.
Return home. My name is Sarah Jane Smith, and I don't think you're a fit parent.
She is a weapon. Grown in a laboratory to destroy the enemies of my species.
I heard that
I
before.
know her. All I know for sure is somebody brought you to me to protect you, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, who did that, by the way?
This is where you live. I remember.
What, you remember when you were a baby?
It was
Yeah.
only about half an hour
It's
ago.
only, you're right.
What? Everything's so green.
Aw.
Well, this is England. It rains most of the time.
Sky,
Tuh,
do you remember
that must be
being
nice.
brought in? Do you remember by whom?
You're the first thing I remember.
Aw.
I see. Well, now that you're grown up, can you control your powers?
Somewhat grown up.
I think so.
Then you've got to promise me that you will, because I need you to meet a friend of ours.
Mr. Smith, I need you.
What's going on? All right. Sky won't hurt you.
He's resisting.
Sky's synthetic DNA was programmed for this level of maturity to maximize her effectiveness.
As a weapon.
As a bomb, full activation would not only destroy Miss Maya's enemies across the universe, but also kill Sky.
A bomb. Come on.
Try these. Now, they're not exactly fashion, but you'll be alright.
What's fashion?
Well, clothes, like wearing nice clothes, made for a girl.
What's a girl?
Yeah, she really doesn't know.
Clyde thought
Luke
you-
knew shit at least.
Miss Maya said I was a weapon. That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Am I bad?
No,
No.
no way.
She
Miss
wants
Maya,
you to be
she's-
bad.
What am I then?
The thing inside you.
You are.
And I need you to stay here with Clyde and Riley. Now, do you promise me?
I suppose.
Does she know what a promise is? You two, you gotta keep her safe.
She told us to stay here.
Do you always do what Sarah Jane tells you to?
Yes, actually.
But this is a nuclear power station, which makes going in there with you like doing a Houses of Parliament tour with Guy Fawkes.
What are you talking about?
She doesn't know that.
Safe. Anyway, you promised.
I don't really understand promises.
Yeah.
Hey, wait!
I kind of thought she wouldn't.
That kid's gonna get us in so much trouble.
I kind of like her. She's fun. She's like a more lively version of Luke.
They have sworn to destroy all flesh. And what chance does flesh have against the jaws and blades of iron and steel? But perhaps you will learn.
I mean, she has a point, but still.
Wars end by people talking, not by killing.
But I won't stand a chance. You've been kind to me, Sarah Jane. You've tried to keep me safe. But this is what I was created for.
Oh, come on, Sky.
We've got to remove them in order, 2 at a time.
Order, what order?
What's the spectrum? Richard and Fjord gave button and then.
What?
Just do it. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
Tuh.
Oh, come on. We haven't got much time.
Alright, come on. Yes! Oh. Alright. Good job, guys.
Energy backlash. It's destroyed your genetic programming.
Good.
You mean I'm not a weapon?
Not even a pea shooter.
Yay.
I saved some energy just for you, fresh kind.
Ha! Alright, yeah, let them go deal with their own shit.
Yes, there was a mix-up. Social services brought me the wrong child. Would you believe it? They brought me a baby called Sky when it should have been a teenager. I just want Mr. Smith to make sure there are no ill effects from that energy blast.
What?
Really, Miss Smith?
Oh, this
How
fucker.
can you possibly see through this? Consider us servants of the universe.
Which means what exactly?
Tell me!
Sometime the child must find her way home. Which is my task, Miss Smith. To put things in the right place. And of all the homes
Okay.
in all the universe.
It's only been a day and I feel like I've known you since you were a baby.
Aww.
This is your home for as long as you want it to be.
Aww. New kid.
Well,
Oh no, wait. Who was he then?
I haven't the faintest idea.
I hate that.
I dare say we'll find out. When a good time.
Unless the show ends.
You must be starving. How does pizza sound?
What's pizza?
Come.
Weren't you gonna do a
The
scan?
most wonderful thing about the universe is that there's always something more amazing to come.
Okay. Shit. Alright, there we go. Okay. Fucking... Fucking that guy. I stand by what I said in fucking Lost in Time, though. God, it pisses me off more now. Just tell me who he is. I bet you fucking money that we're not actually betting, but whatever. I bet you we are not going to get an answer in the next 2 episodes. God damn it. That still pisses me off. We got a bit more saying he's a servant of the universe, but still, it pisses me off. Just tell me. Ah! At least this time, okay, this time we got, he's a servant of the universe. And we had the promise that we will find out about him, you know, some other time. We didn't get that last time. That's why I was pissed off last time. Last time it was just like, well, bye. And it was just like, wait, who is that guy? And it's like, oh, well. Ugh. Okay. Full length, thanks for stopping by. If you want to watch my discussion on the Sarah Jane adventures, you can head back to the normal video at this time. Also, thanks for anyone who tried out full length on this episode. If you want to pledge for just $5 a month, you can do so because you're already on my Patreon anyway. So, yeah. Back to the normal video. I still stand by what I say in Lost in Time. That it was dumb that he just showed up, we got nothing, and then he left. That was still dumb. It's a little bit better here with the promise that we'll get something else. But there was nothing like that in Lost in Time. That's what pissed me off so much. See, again, if it was like this, it's just like, well, I'm a servant of the universe, and or so like we'll meet again or something like that. At least he explained, like, you know, it's my job to put things where they're supposed to be. Okay, thank you. Fuck, just tell us something. I will forever stand by that in Lost in Time, that was lazy-ass writing of that guy. I will stand by it. I will die on this hill, man. Okay, I dropped my pen. Okay. We have a new character. The show ends, though. The show ends. There's only 2 more episodes. And we have a brand new character. Basically our Luke replacement. Which, at least they waited before that happened. At least they waited before they got a new Luke, basically. Because that was the whole thing in Series 4. You know, that Luke was afraid that he would just be replaced. Well, it just took a little while. Alright, so first let's just go over the notes. I wrote down Iron Batman, the metal kind. That was kind of interesting. Just this whole, you know, conflict. That seems to be, like, one of the things in the Sarah Jane adventures, at least. I can't think of it. I can't think of if it's happened on Doctor Who, but a lot of times on Sarah Jane, they generally, like, if there's an evil race, they do show, like, the opposite race. Like, oh, this is the race we've been fighting, and so we also have to deal with them, kind of. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good comparison, but I'm kind of thinking, like, and this isn't, you know, exactly the same, but with, like, the Jadoon and Androvax at the beginning of Season 3, it's like, the Jadoon really weren't, the bad guys, but we did have to deal with them as well. Which we kind of saw that here. It's like the metal kind, weren't exactly the bad guys, I suppose. They were still trying to, you know, kill Skye. But at the same time, you got why they wanted to... You understood later why they wanted to do that. So yeah, Iron Batman. Okay, so Skye. It's like Luke if she didn't know anything, basically. This, you know, weapon that was created, which I don't even remember why Luke was created. Oh, that's right. It was the bubble shock. God, it's been a long time. When did... Let me actually... I gotta look at something. Since we're coming up on the end, we've only been watching this in this year, in 2019. Let's see here. Where is it? Fucking YouTube. Okay, YouTube, I have a problem with you guys. YouTube. Load every video. What the heck? So you can only go so far back as to 7 months on someone's channel. At least on my channel. The videos only go back 7 months before I guess you have to go to someone... You gotta go to that person's playlist. So, okay, let me go to the playlist. I want to figure out when we started the Sarah Jane Adventures. Oh god, look at that hair. January 28th. So, we've been doing this, yeah, about 7 months now. That is interesting. We've been doing this for 7 months. We powered through it quickly, I feel like. It took a year to get through Torchwood, and a year to get through, like, Game of Thrones. But yeah, only 7 months to get through Sarah Jane. Anyway. But it has still been a while, so I'm trying to recall everything that happened in Invasion of the Bane. But yeah, it was the bubble shock. So they didn't create Luke as a weapon. They created him because they wanted to find, you know, they wanted to find the way to make the other 2% of people on Earth that don't drink bubble shock, and then fix it to have everyone on Earth drink bubble shock. And that was the whole thing with Maria, because Maria didn't drink the bubble shock. So that's the thing. It's not exactly the same as with Skye, because Skye was created to be a weapon. Which is interesting. Skye was created to be a specific weapon, which, again, for all these fucking people want to make fucking babies into weapons. You know, we got that on Doctor Who with Melody Pond. Now we got Skye. Did they do that on Torchwood? No, they never had a baby on Torchwood. That would have been shit. I will say it's one of those things where I don't remember what it was, but I was watching a video one time where someone was like, yeah, if you ever, like, anytime that you introduce a baby into a work of fiction, it's just death. Like, that is the death of your fiction. A bit of an extreme way of saying it, but I will say, babies, I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't like babies. I don't know. I don't really care for babies. They're, I don't know. But it's like, yeah, when you introduce a baby into something, it is sort of like, okay, now we gotta deal with baby shit. Because the problem is, babies require so much attention that it almost doesn't work in a piece of fiction because it distracts, you know? The fact that, you know, we had to have Clyde, you know, take care of Skye for a little while. Luckily, after part 1, they completely bypassed the baby thing and turn her into a 12-year-old girl. So that's something, at least. But yeah, so we have Skye, the weapon that grew up, and in her prime, as a 12-year-old girl, I'm not exactly sure why she needed to be a 12-year-old girl in order to be in her prime. To be primed as a weapon. I don't know. But, yeah, she was basically just going to be... And specifically, she was going to be a bomb to completely destroy the metal kind and herself, too. So, that's interesting. And then we had Miss Myers, which I spelled the human way, but she spells it the alien way. I mean, she was kind of our typical, like, actually, yeah, our typical kind of, like, foster mother villain. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm thinking of, Miss Foster, I guess. No. Foster was on Doctor Who. I'm thinking of Mrs. Wormwood. That's it. That's right. I'm getting my fucking nannies confused. My Doctor Who nannies confused. But yeah, but still, in Partners in Crime and Doctor Who, we had Mrs. Foster, and then here we had Mrs. Wormwood, and now we had Miss Myers. So, yeah, what are these shows and making like evil foster mothers or just mothers? I don't know, that's interesting. But definitely, kind of like Mrs. Wormwood-ish. It was sort of like that, and, you know, I don't know. Trying to, I guess, you know, persuade our alien-ish child, special child. The difference is Luke never went with Mrs. Wormwood. Like, that was the big thing at the end of season 2, was like, yeah, Luke never did this shit. Never once did he waver away from Sarah Jane. Skye, on the other hand, which I like this Skye is different from Luke, because this is very similar, you know, this child that was created by these evil aliens and gets taken in as a child of Sarah Jane now. Gets adopted by Sarah Jane. It is strikingly similar. She is strikingly similar to Luke, but I will say she is different, and I like that. You know, she doesn't know everything. She's not a genius. She understands English, but she doesn't know, like, literally anything. They have to keep explaining, you know, words to her. But she wavered a little bit. She didn't waver to go back to Mrs. Myers necessarily, but more she wavered because she thought, like, oh, well, I was built to be a weapon. I guess I ought to do that to save the Earth, you know? Like, she didn't do that just to, she didn't do that for the flesh kind or whatever. She was trying to do that for Earth because she thought that would be, you know, she thought that's what she had to do. She thought that she needed to save the Earth, and that was the only way she could think of. So, that does create, you know, a difference between her and Luke, which is good. I like that. And even just, you know, her personality is different. I feel like she's a lot happier than Luke. And her mannerisms are a lot different from Luke. And she's younger than Luke, that too. So I do like it. They definitely, like... I'm glad they differentiated her enough from Luke. Though it would be interesting if Luke gets to come back and, you know, interact with, I guess, his new sister. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I guess now Luke has a little sister. Interesting. I hope Luke comes back. That's the big problem, is we only have 2 episodes left. This sucks. Oh, man. This was a really good opening, I gotta say. But yeah, there's 2 episodes left, so, you know, all this stuff that it's like, okay, well, how is this gonna work out? You know, all this stuff. How is Luke gonna react? And stuff like that. It's like, we only have 2 episodes left. Dang it. I mean, you can't do audios obviously they can't do audios if Elizabeth Sladen's not alive, you know, but are there novels? Are there comics? Is there any extra material for the Sarah Jane adventures? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like they could get away with novels or comics and stuff like that, but you can't do audios. Obviously, you still can't do the show for the same reason. But it's like, I don't know. I kind of want there to be a little more. Oh, man, this just keeps getting sadder. Fuck, we only have 2 episodes left. Now, they did show... I will say one thing about the intro, you know, the intro shows... you know, clips from this season to kind of... I guess just to hype you up, like, hey, this is going to happen. Here's a little tease. But... I don't know. I feel like they had to put in a lot of old footage into there, too. Maybe, but it's like they only have 2 more episodes left. But I'm pretty sure they showed new footage of Luke, so hopefully we'll get him back in the next 2 episodes. Hopefully. That is the thing. You know what I want? I want Luke and Maria back. Oh, what if they had them back for the 3rd episode and it just so happened that would be the last one? I don't know, man. I have no idea what's going to happen in the final episode, because it would not have been made as a final episode. It was just made as another episode. Now, I will say, Sarah Jane has a habit of making the best episode of the season into episode 3, so that could be good. They also, the past 2 seasons have made the 3rd episode a Doctor episode, so, ooh, maybe they could do that again. A last-second Doctor episode for the finale? For the unplanned finale? I don't know, man. I don't know. Dang, this kind of sucks, man. This kind of sucks that we only have 2 episodes left, and not for a good reason, unfortunately. This is gonna be sad, but hopefully, at the very least, these next 2 episodes are good. Because this episode was really good. I did like it, you know. I did enjoy this episode. Probably one of the stronger premieres we've had, actually, here. Shit, I've got a playlist open right here. I can see. Invasion of the Bane, which was okay. Last Santaran was alright. Prisoner of the Jadoon, that was fun. And then The Nightmare Man. Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, this may be the best one. I don't know. You're kind of splitting hairs there, I think. But this was definitely a good episode. I did enjoy it. I like the character of Skye, so that's great, you know. So I'm like cautiously excited about the next 2 episodes. Like, I want them to be really good. They're probably going to be really good, but it's the last 2 episodes, and they're obviously not going to be made as the final 2 episodes. So this is going to be sad, but we need to move on. We need to move on. We pretty much covered everything, I feel like. I actually didn't take down too many notes in this episode, which is interesting. But yeah, we kind of talked about everything. I did really like this episode. I'm excited to see where the next 2 episodes go, and we're going to try to look at the positive side of this. They still have 2 episodes. They could be really great. Actually, a lot of you guys were saying at the end of Series 4 that you really liked Series 5, so hey, that's great. So yeah, I really like this season. I really like this episode. I'm excited to see where we go. Yes, I'm sad that it's going to be the end of Sarah Jane, and for a terrible reason, unfortunately. But you know what? Let's look on the positive side of this. Let's look on the positive side. That's what we need to look on the bright side. The cup is half full. Yeah. Let's try to look on the positive side. We're going to look at them as 2 hopefully really good episodes. I think that's just the best we can do for these. So yeah. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Sarah Jane Adventures reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.